Hey everyone, how's it going? Today we're going to be examining struck through errors. I would say on par, this is going to be the most common type of error you're going to find. Now there are a wide variety of different strike through errors. Okay, depending on what you're looking for, they're all going to look a little bit differently. So we're going to take a look at some of the more well-known ones, and at the end of the video you're going to see a few really radical looking strike throughs. And let's take a look at the definition of what a strike-through error is when it comes to coin collecting. As you can see on this Morgan dollar, okay, there's a lot of details missing. So something impeded the die from actually putting the full impression onto the coin. All right, and that's what a strike-through is. A coin which has some sort of foreign object on it that is struck with a die. So it's kind of sandwiched in between. So whatever foreign matter is between the planchet and the dies is going to translate onto the coin. So you're going to see something on the coin showing exactly what that foreign matter is. In the case of this Morgan dollar, this 1921, it was struck through a thicket of grease. Okay, and that's why you have a lot of the soft or missing features of a coin. Struck through grease coins, when it comes to the error world, is probably the most common type of error you're going to find when you're searching pocket change, bank rolls, or even through dealer stock. It's kind of like the redheaded stepchild as far as error collecting. The more radical in nature it is, and the more details that are missing, the more that it's going to be worth. But is it worth more than a double struck coin, or perhaps a one that's off center, or a full brockage? No, definitely not. Not even by even a close second place. However, struck through coins are interesting, to say the least. They do sell for some money depending on the type of strike through it is. Again, the struck through grease examples are worth the least amount of money, but you'll know when you see one just by looking at it, and it totally looks different than just regular die wear. So next up, we have also what we would call a struck through die cap. And to put it to you so that way it's a little bit easier to understand, let's say a coin was struck. The coin stays stuck onto one of the dies, and then you have something called that's called a die cap. So the coin pretty much molds itself around the die and never comes out. It never ejects from the chamber and into the hopper. So the coin stays where it's at on the die. Okay, the next blank planchet gets seated into the collar for the next strike of the coin, and while the previous strike of a coin is still capped onto the die, it will also make an impression onto that coin of the cap. Okay, I hope I didn't lose you. So you'll, instead of getting Lady Liberty struck onto a coin, you'll actually have the reverse impression of what is on that die cap struck onto the next coin. And you could also have multiple die caps. So let's say a coin continuously strikes another coin, and the cap for whatever reason doesn't knock free, then the opportunity exists that another coin will wrap on top of that cap, and you'll have what they call bonded caps. So you're going to have multiple caps on there, and it could really create a really gnarly looking error by the time it pops off. Usually those multiple die caps become destroyed. There have been some examples that have actually left the mint for just as an oddity, and that's what we have there. So the next type of rare type strike through, or next common, this is probably more mid-pack, is going to be a struck through string or wire. Okay, it's going to look like a worm going across the coin. In the case of this 50-cent candy half dollar, you see the string going all the way across the coin right here, and it makes for a really neat and interesting type of effect. All right, and this is truly what a struck through would look like, in my opinion. And this is an extremely desirable type of strike through. especially when you have something as big as a string that goes from edge of the coin to the other side of the coin. They do command quite a bit of money. Whether they're certified or not, they'll still sell because they have a very distinct look. All right. So up next we have what is this? This is interesting to say the least. If you could think about all the things that happen at the mint, you have all sorts of dust and grease falling all over the place, and all sorts of nuts and bolts flying all over the place. Because a mint, a press of sorts, is not like, I mean, it's a well-oiled machine, but there's still stuff that goes wrong with it. And the more that it automates and it sits there and strikes coins, those things do wear out. So, you know, parts have to be replaced, you know, all various types of lubrication has to be done to it as well. So there is the off chance that something weird will fall onto the coin before a strike. This is one of those cases. This is a piece of duct tape that has fallen onto the coin and subsequently struck with the design of this coin, which in this case it's an Ike $1. Silver dollar. So pretty neat to say the least. But here's another such example of where anything can happen when it comes to a strike through, and you better believe it that this coin, it is not typical. Okay, usually it doesn't leave the mint like this. So up next is probably one of the neatest strike through errors ever in existence, and it's the struck through cloth type of error. In this case, you can actually see the little cross fibers of the piece of cloth that have been that you see the impression onto the coin. You could still somewhat see the design, whether it's a Jefferson nickel in this case, or a Lincoln cent or a quarter. Just striking through the cloth, you know, kind of softens down everything, and the mere fact that you could see the threading count on there is especially neat. These do pop up in circulation on occasion. I've seen a few of them discovered through the forum chat pages, so they are interesting and neat. Knowing what they look like is half the battle on all this. As soon as you know what it really looks like, in this case you have a really great example here, you're going to know exactly what it looks like coming out of pocket change, and then you can yank it out, put it aside, and you know, save it as a nice oddity or sell it. It'll sell for quite a bit of money. And finally, I'm going to leave you with probably the most incredible strike through. If you can imagine anything that could fall onto a coin before a strike, no one could possibly ever think of a spring falling onto a coin. As you can see right here, it's really gnarly, dude. It's, you know, this is another Jefferson nickel. It's a 1964. That not only was the spring struck onto the coin, it also retained. So the spring stayed onto the coin. It got struck together almost like a bond. It's probably not going to be very easy to pull apart. Why would you? It's worth a lot more when it's retained on there and you know what it is. But this is probably something you won't see in circulation. I've seen struck through staples and stuff like that, where I've actually still seen this piece of staple onto the coin. That's as far as I've seen it. And but seeing a full-on spring struck onto a coin in this matter is just far out. And that is pretty much the scope of struck through errors. Again, you have the mild version, which is grease. You have a die cap in the case of that steel cent, and any sort of like string or thread would classify as being the more minor type of strike through error. And then of course you have the wilder, crazy, insane strike through errors with the duct tape, with the piece of cloth, and that mechanical spring of sorts. So it's kind of, there are a lot more other things that you could see being struck onto a coin together. It's wild and crazy. Anything that you could imagine falling off of a press or out of someone, you know, a mint worker's pocket or whatever. It's guarantee you, some way or somehow, it'll make its way onto a coin for everyone to see. So that was a brief explanation on strike-through errors, or struck-through as what's normally called. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you see something like this, pull it aside. They are fascinating, they are neat, and they can be valuable. So thanks for watching again, and you guys have a fantastic evening, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.